Hi, I'm Sienna, and I'm kicking off a series about mysticism and mental health here. What I'm going to be doing is another playlist of videos about how magical practices actually affect our mental health and benefit us when we do them. Um, Things like easily mastered routines that help us build self esteem. Um, Recognizing that the locus of control is within us and not things happening to us. That really does improve mental health outcomes. Now, I want to make sure that people watching this video aren't going to assume that this mental health is mental health advice, or that it's going to keep you out of a mental health crisis, or if you are actually suicidal, this is not the place for you to go. Okay, so I wanted to put that out there right away. If you are having a crisis, please do contact your crisis emergency center, whether that's 911, 999, or whatever it is you do in your area. Back to this lecture. So, what we're talking about is how common pagan practices actually benefit and can be tied into empirically proven benefits of mental health. Um, we recognize that like meditation is definitely beneficial to your mental health. Study after study after study has shown all sorts of different meditations have been beneficial to mental health. It allows introspection that counteracts that negative self-talk voice. It exercises your attention muscles. It makes you feel like you're getting you're making changes in your brain. Just like when you practice a musical instrument and you get better at it, you feel like um, you have made a change in your brain. And it also gives us a reduction in unwanted traveling thoughts. It allows us to keep our thoughts where we want them once we get good at meditation. Other things that pagans will do regularly, grounding. It allows us to let go of some of the things that we're carrying subconsciously. It's kind of a metaphor for letting go, right? Um, Astral travel allows us to see ourselves separated from our thoughts, which again ties into both acceptance and commitment therapy and dialectical behavioral therapy. Group rituals have always been shown for years to engender community support and feelings of belonging. Um, when we identify with multiple deities, it also allows us that flexibility of choice rather than the black and white thinking that gets us caught in a box. So, there's a lot of empirically proven modalities that can tie into ritual magic, and in future videos, I will go into that. But for now, let's start with what we're talking about here is like um, ACT, right? The acceptance and commitment therapy, where you step outside yourself so that you're able to deal with your issues without it triggering emotional problems. Um, this is what happens when we do an invocation, right? Is we are stepping into a different headspace to see things differently. And of course, behavioral modification, the rituals that we do regularly, like saving money or drinking plenty of water, if we turn that into a ritual, it makes it more solid in our world. Um, Cognitive behavioral therapy with spell work that focuses your thoughts on something entirely removed from your problem, it allows you that space to feel more in control of your world. The law of returns, right? The law of three keeps people in a positive mindset, makes people feel optimistic rather than pessimistic. Uh, in dialectical behavioral therapy, we find that it's the original, the magic is the original yes and strategy, okay? Where we can hold two different ideas in our mind simultaneously, which is the basis of dialectical behavioral therapy. So we see how magic can tie into that as well. And of course, Gestalt therapy, looking at everything as a holistic piece of everything else has been the philosophy behind Wicca and a lot of the natural based, like shamanism and voodoo. Those are all, they all take things as a whole and not as bits and parts. What I want to do in this series is to open up each of these topics one at a time. I'm also going to bring in some guest speakers. I've got some other healers that I'd like to talk to on camera, and maybe do kind of like a little podcast thing about this particular subject. Because I think that magic, doing hands on rituals, celebrations, ceremonies, has such a vital importance as a shortcut to mental stability, mental health, and feeling better about ourselves. And I don't know that anybody else is putting this content out there on the internet. So if they are, well, then I will add this to it. But in the meantime, I wanted to make sure that what I know is filtered and perpetuated into something palatable for the rest of the world. In the meantime, look forward to other videos in this series, and thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned.